Hey everybody, it's Joe at Bumlin Acres. Hope y'all are doing well. And today's video is going to be about when things don't turn out correct.
Welcome to Bumlin Acres. We are a small homestead located in southern Indiana. We raise chickens, turkeys, geese, rabbits, and pigs. Join us while we work to foster a healthy relationship between each other, our land, and our greater community. We upload new content regularly and appreciate you being with us today.
For those getting into homestead, the reality that your plans will not always come to fruition, and that's an important reality for you to accept. So there is somewhat of a romanticized viewpoint of homesteading. This idea that you are going to set yourself, I'm going to be a homesteader, and because you have embraced this lifestyle, the Lord will shine his blessings upon you, the ground will suddenly bloom for you, and the animals will procreate, and there will be a sense of manifest destiny that seems to be about the homesteading world. And I don't want to squash people's excitement about homesteading, because I truly believe it's an incredible blessing. But I don't want people entering into this with an unhealthy idea, and really an unhealthy ideological background about homesteading. Homesteading is not easy. Raising your own food, be it through your garden or through your animals, is not easy. And you should not go into homesteading with the idea that you are going to have it, that it's going to just magically work. I always say the lifestyle of homesteading is something everyone should have. But if you want to pursue it as an occupation, as a manner with which to satisfy all your needs, you need to you need to take time to step into that, to learn and to grow. There is generational knowledge which has been lost throughout the recent history in the last 100 years. And you're going to have to learn all that information, and before you can become good at it. Gardeners, you are a master gardener if you are able to make your garden produce year after year, and of a quantity that is an expectation. Now, it is amazing what kind of production even a neglected garden will do. Our garden has been incredible in its productive amount, and it's been incredibly neglected this summer. Wife was pregnant. That's her baby. I'm not a gardener. And, it still produced great amount, and it wound up supplementing some of our cost for our pigs. But if we were to go into this and have expected to make money off of our garden this year, it wouldn't have happened. We have a small orchard on our property of fruit trees. Well, we had a late frost in the middle of May, right after the trees had budded and the fruit had set. Killed it all. We haven't gotten anything, any apples, pears, nothing on our property. If we had been going into business expecting to make money on our fruit, we wouldn't have made money. I am standing in a literal representation of this reality. This is my turkey and geese enclosure. This was another enclosure we put in. This would have been earlier this year. We decided we were going to get turkeys. We wanted to do the Grandmaster experiment with turkeys again this year after last year's failure. And we learned it's really still not easy. And we had two different pairs of two different breeding pairs of turkeys. And we set up two enclosures that we were rotating them through. And then we got geese, and I kept geese in the where originally I was just rotating turkeys from one side to the other, which was okay. It worked out okay. In fact, it's kind of interesting to see how the soil and how the ground has responded in some areas where it's just been overtaken, and you'll just see it's not growing well, to other areas where it's just really a lot of wildlife growing up, and stuff that isn't in the rest of the yard. You'll see how the selection applied by the animals has changed what's in my yard. But I spent this afternoon taking this down. I would have gotten video, but honestly, I don't want to take the time to set up a video to watch me do work and take down this garden and you'll see some of the fences still up. But going through and pulling it down and starting to pull the posts out and realize I need to get I need to make a T-post puller. I've watched some videos and I'm going to do that. But this is an important part of homesteading. What I'm standing in the middle of is technically a failure in homesteading. No, we did get 2 turkeys. One Thanksgiving turkey. We're basically 2 turkeys will be slaughtering in the next, or harvesting in the next probably 2 or 3 weeks. And so I mean, it's not a failure in terms of production, but definitely not a failure in what we wanted. We wanted to have a sustainable turkey harvest and find a way to make it sustainable, like we have with our chickens. This wasn't the year for it. This wasn't the time for it. But we take this as the learning experience that it is, and you as a homesteader need to look at this as a learning experience. But part of that, you need to get used to taking steps out. When we talk about homesteading, one of my previous videos, I'll link it up somewhere on this screen. One of our previous videos was about the importance of action, and not just, I know a lot of people paralysis by analysis occur. They just think about it, and they never actually do anything because they're too busy thinking about it. And then the time to act passes, and they get no benefit from all their thoughts. So action is important, and we took steps before we had a rough idea, an estimate, and a plan in place of what we thought would work. We'd done some homework and assessment, so we went on and got turkeys, got a thing set up. And part of homesteading is what's behind me when it doesn't work out, and you've got to break this area down, and we're going to actually convert this space that I'm in now into our larger pig enclosure area next year. So that's part of homesteading. That's part of life. You will fail sometimes. You will not always be successful, and that's okay. Take steps out into that, and you will learn so much. I had never put a fence up before an enclosure like this, and I'll be honest, I did about 100 ways wrong, but I got a fence up. Wasn't the best fence in this world. I learned a lot, so that my next fence will actually be a ton better. I had never put up a garden like this. Garden gate behind me, never hung one before. I mean, hanging a garden gate's not the most incredible thing on this earth. It's actually pretty easy, but I didn't have the perspective that told me that. I just had to do it. You only watch so many videos about how to hang a door. At some point, you just got to do it. That's homesteading. But part of that, just doing it, is sometimes you're going to do it wrong, and things aren't going to work out, and you can't. You've got to learn to sometimes accept that you're not ready for this. This wasn't ready for you. This is the second time we've tried turkeys. We're going to try again. I think we're going to try a little different. Rather than do the breeding pairs in the future, we're just going to order a couple turkeys and raise turkeys instead of actually having our own breeding pair. Like with our pigs, we don't have breeding pairs of pigs. So, but that's part of homesteading. Making decisions, making mistakes, learning from your mistakes, cleaning up your mistakes, and moving on. Take the time to look at what you did well, what you could have done better, and make it better. That's homesteading. This is Joseph Simon in the middle of our, well, formerly turkey and geese enclosure, breaking it down so I can reutilize this space next year. It's homesteading. So, hope you all are doing well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great and wonderful day. Bye.